What's going on, everyone? So we are both off today, and right now we are headed to Nordstrom Rack. For once actually, it's not because of her. It's because of me. The weather's getting cooler, and I realize I don't really have like a shoe to wear with like chinos and with jeans. So I'm basically looking for like a Sperry type shoe, and Nordstrom Rack's a pretty good place to go. So we're gonna check it out. I'll show you a little bit there. Also, it's a Jewish holiday today, and we're going to be headed to my parents' house later. They're having bagels and lox, which I have to say it's probably the one thing Jews know how to eat. Most Jewish food sucks, but bagels and lox are pretty good. I don't think we've had a real bagel like in a really long time.
Long time.
And she's never had lox.
No, I had no idea what lox was.
So basically it's like salmon.
So excited. I know that now.
so we'll show you a little bit of that as well. So let's head there now and see you in a bit. Alright, heading inside now. It's like the middle of October, and I'm wearing shorts and a t-shirt, so
That's always the goal for him.
New York weather, let's keep it up. Global warming. I support you. There's an elevator, but we're gonna take the steps because, you know,
Fit life.
fit life. It's funny, no matter how much cardio I do, like I could be in good cardio shape, but whenever I walk up any flight of steps, it's always difficult. And I consider myself in good shape. Let me know if you're like that too.
I consider myself in good shape. Like, you are in good shape, you know that, right?
Yeah, so exactly. So I'm in good shape and I get out of breath from steps.
Looks like he found a pair.
These look okay. Like I said before, the goal is to get them to match with like chinos and jeans. All color chinos too, so let's just see if they even fit. It's a size 10.
You may have to untie it. Okay, never mind.
Team no tie.
I like them. What do you think?
I think I like them. It's hard to tell without having the pants that I'll be wearing with them, but I think they're good. They might be a little tight actually. All right, I think these are the ones. What do you think? I'm not wearing them as shorts. Well, right now I am, but these aren't meant to be worn with shorts, even though I think you probably could wear them with shorts. Thanks to Paula for finding the right size. I tried a 10 on, which felt a little snug, 11, which felt a little big, and now, just like Goldilocks and her porridge, these feel just right. We're gonna get them. So something you guys don't know about me is I'm a pretty huge baseball fan. Now, my team of choice is the Yankees. Obviously, they've been eliminated from the playoffs this year, but I do still follow the playoffs, and I do enjoy following it all season. And this time of year gets a little sad for me because I'm not a very big football fan, and when baseball season ends, I don't feel like I have a sport to follow. But right now, we are headed to the gym. It's a Wednesday. Typically, I'm off on Wednesdays, but my schedule had some complications this week, so I'm able to go today, and I wasn't able to go yesterday. We have deadlifts today. It's 10 sets of 3. Last video I wasn't sure, a car accident. Last video I wasn't sure what the percentages were. Today I know for sure it's 10 sets of 3, 85% of my 1 rep max, and what that comes out to be is 415 pounds. So I'll be doing 415 for 10 sets of 3. And I'm not gonna lie, I think this single workout's the most difficult workout of the entire Ogus 753. I don't just mean 10 sets of 3 in general, I mean 10 sets of 3 on deadlifts has to be the most complicated and the most difficult. Just because deadlifts, 10 sets of 3 is a lot, and deadlifts doing it it's just very straining on the body. I mean, bench, yeah, it's a lot, 10 sets of 3, but when you're only doing upper body, it's not that bad. Deadlifts take the most out of you, so this is a grueling workout. I had 2 days off in a row though, so I'm looking forward to it. We'll be there in a few minutes, and I'll take you guys through it. What's going on, everyone? Welcome to another deadlift workout. If you guys have any form critiques, feel free to let me know. I didn't love the way these looked today. They felt good, but my form isn't perfect. So if you have any critiques, I'm always open to that. But what I really want to talk about here while you watch this training footage is training to failure. It's been a question that I got a lot over the years, especially lately, so I'm going to address my opinions on that. Keep in mind, I'm not going to be citing any scientific studies on this. If you want a scientific explanation, I'm sure you could find a nice 45-minute video on Layne Norton's channel, but I'm just going to talk about what I think is best. So typically, when you train to failure, I do not recommend it on a compound lift such as deadlifts, bench, overhead press, anything that you're lifting heavy, that you're using your entire body. I always recommend stopping at least 1 to 2 reps short of failure, just because it's a little bit dangerous to push it all the way, and I don't really see the benefit of going to failure on an exercise such as deadlifts or squats. However, I do think train to failure is it's a pretty good technique, at least sometimes to do, especially on isolation exercises. Now, when you're doing bicep curls, you can train to failure. You're not going to burn yourself out by hitting your biceps that hard. Same with even like a leg press. I wouldn't do any kind of leg exercise in the beginning of your workout to failure, but if you're finishing up with a leg press on your last set, I see nothing wrong with training to failure. What I do want to say though, if you're training in a low rep range, like 6 reps, you probably don't want to train to failure on really any exercise, just because you always risk injury if you're really pushing yourself that close to failure with heavy weights. But whenever you get a little bit higher reps, I would say like above 8, maybe 10, 12, and any higher, feel free to train to failure. You'll see a lot of my videos. I don't necessarily train to failure on my main set, but what I like to do is I incorporate drop sets afterwards, and then I go pretty close to failure on the drop sets, because what that allows me to do, let's say for example I'm doing a leg press of like 8 reps. Like I just said before, I don't like to go to complete failure on something so heavy with 8 reps, just because I feel like you're risking yourself a little too much with some possible injuries. Your form might break down. But after I do the 8 reps, for example on a leg press, I'll drop it to like half the weight. And then now that I'm doing light weight, I'll go to failure on that. And I think it's a good technique. So don't be afraid to train to failure. Don't train to failure on every single set. Try not to train to failure on something like a deadlift. But other than that, I think train to failure is great, especially for like arms, shoulders. There's nothing really wrong with it. I think people get the wrong idea. Anyway, this workout was pretty grueling. 10 sets of deadlifts, like I said in the beginning, is a lot. By the time I got to the 10th set, my head was spinning. Even though it's not that heavy weight just yet, it's still 10 sets. It's a lot. Anyway, if you like this video, please do me a favor. Like the video, hit the thumbs up button, subscribe if you haven't already. And this video is not over yet after the workout. Like I said in the beginning, I do head to my parents' house for some bagels and lox, so stay tuned for that if you're interested in watching me and Paula eat a bagel and lox. Paula having lox for the first time. And I'll see you in the next clip.
Para volunteer or advisor?
Oh, you volunteer?
For what? Who?
The organization. Oh.
So Paula's about to try lox for the first time.
Not locking automatically.
If you lock it, you won't be able to unlock it.
What's your first reaction?
I like it.
Do you actually?
Yeah, I do. It's good.
I'd always have to tell like
I'm gonna eat it like this.
Like a savage. That's a lot of lox.
What? You don't want to what?
Pretty good. Alright, so we are back from dinner. We didn't film too much because my family doesn't really want to be famous on the internet. But yeah, Paula tried lox for the first time.
Yeah, it was good. We had a really good time. We had bagels with cream cheese, lox.
You saw the mac and cheese that was pictured in the very beginning, and then we had some mandel bread for
And fruit.
dessert and fruit, which we didn't show. But anyway, that wraps up this video. If you guys like the video, like we say it all the time, but we're not just saying it, it really does help the channel spread. If you hit that thumbs up button, subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll see you guys in the next video.